of a Psychic Holistic Spotlight. I'm Kathy Costa, your host for today. And we have a wonderful nonprofit organization helping us out today for this next half an hour episode. They're the Rhode Island Holistic Healing Association. Did I get that? Okay, good. I always mess up the two H's in there, though. So, you know, they do a lot for the community, a lot of holistic work, though, and they have a yearly events, though, too, and different things that you do for the community. So I'm just going to have everyone introduce themselves, and we'll just talk a little bit about, you know, what our association is, though, and what each of you guys do, and like either on your own or like as part of the association. So, Vandana?
So, yeah, hi, my name is Vandana Pitki, and I am a president of Rhode Island Holistic Healing Association. It was founded by Susan Dillon in 2004,
Okay.
and this is my fourth year I'm running this. And Linda is also our director, Linda Nugent.
Okay.
And we are missing Jim today.
Oh, okay, so there's four of you. Oh, okay. All right. For some reason, I thought it was bigger than it really is, though, but maybe because I've seen your name for a while, though, and so you guys are definitely getting out there.
Yes.
So what made you start the association?
Well, I was co-founder with Linda Carney.
Okay.
And she was doing color therapy, and she felt there was nothing out there for holistic people.
Okay.
And so we checked with Roland Comtois, who's been such a support.
Yeah.
I checked with him, and he said, yes, start the group, you know. So, I mean, that was in 2003. So our first meeting was in January 2004.
Okay. Now, have you always been as a 501(c)(3), right?
No, we haven't always been.
Okay.
Wanda got us that recently during this last year.
Oh, so it's only been within a year. Okay, so that must have been quite the process then.
Yeah.
A lot of paperwork, I guess, too, though, right, for that?
Yeah, but we hired a professional and we got it done from them.
Oh, okay.
So I was just there to sign.
Oh, okay, so you did the easy part of it,
Yeah.
though. So, have you found a difference yet? I know it's only been a year, but have you found a difference yet since you've officially 501(c) versus before?
At least like people recognize like we are a 501(c)(3) now.
Okay.
Initially they used to, but it's a different impression when we get like,
Okay.
and we also get some like, you know, on the
Grants and stuff, yeah.
not in the grants, but I would say like the just simple website hosting or
Okay.
say Square, something small things. We are
Okay.
experiencing the difference now for the
Oh,
pricing
okay.
and all. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so what do you do for the community, though, since you've initiated this community association, though? Like, what are the different events that you do? Like, do you do any kind of outreach or anything like that? A little bit of both?
Well, we've done a little bit of that in the past.
Okay.
But basically, we have monthly meetings. We have 5 physical ones. That's what we started with when I was doing it. And Wanda has added like Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
The other 5 months of the year. So
okay.
we take July and August off.
Oh, okay, I was going to say there's 12 months to a year.
Yeah. But we have physical meetings, and we did plan that during the school year, which was September, November, January, March, and May.
Yeah,
We have
okay.
physical meetings, and we have we've had expos in the past, and Wanda started again in 2023 having an expo, and now we're having an expo this coming Sunday.
Yeah, so this won't air until after it's already happened, though. So it's a yearly thing, though, right? Yearly event?
Yes, we're starting.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the dates we can get at Crown Plaza.
It's usually in the spring, though, right?
It used to be a fall before, but it's very hard to get those dates in like fall.
Okay,
Crown
'cause
Plaza
everyone
is
gets so busy.
completely packed that time.
Okay.
Yeah, so we moved to spring. So
Okay, that seems to be better then, so far.
we'll see now how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Now, it seems like you guys have a lot of success, though, with those expos. A lot of people come from all around, though, for those. Yeah. So, yeah, because I know I'm going to be attending the one, you know, that's coming up, though, in March of 2025. So I know that's big. A lot of people. Do you find like the same people keep coming, though, or you get a good mix of like new people or like return people? You get a mix of both, you find?
Mix of those, yeah.
We get a lot of return people, but a lot of times, I mean, the vendors will bring in some people too. So the different vendors, that helps
Yeah.
to bring in some new people.
So what kind of topics do you see though, like within the association or with like, I know each of you has your own specialty, I should say.
Yeah,
Sorry.
modality is
Yeah,
a
modality,
term.
yeah, it's a better term for that though, yeah. So do you find that like different ones though keep coming up though, or different ones are always being added? Or there's always new stuff though coming up
Oh,
though?
there's
Yeah.
so much new stuff. I mean, we were talking before, and you said there were 45 modalities.
Modalities, like when I talk to
That
directors,
RIHHA.
members, that people
Yeah.
are members. And the
Represented in
different
our membership in
Oh,
RIHHA.
I didn't realize there was that many though.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
we've grown the last.
So
Yeah,
there's
I've been
new
doing this
ones
a while.
all the time.
Yeah.
So we have speakers, and they teach us a new modality
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, so that's
So,
interesting.
Yeah, that was the reason actually when the in-person meeting used to happen. We get like 5 speakers in
Okay.
1 year to talk about. So that's
On the
what-
meetings that you guys have? Oh,
yes,
okay.
Yeah, so that is like kind of we are, you can say, letting people know what modalities are out there. So adding the webinars every other month was the idea behind, so that we can have 10 speakers in a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but so you can have more topics?
Yes.
Okay.
And after during the COVID time, we used to have meetings on Zoom. So we continued
Yeah.
in person and the.
Yeah, have a nice mix though.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I find that a lot that's balancing out though, because like we can't get away from virtual. There's no way around that these days.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
But I believe you do homeopathy.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
a certified homeopath.
okay. So how long have you been doing that for?
20 plus years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
So
in
you're
India.
veteran.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a homeopathic doctor from India.
Okay.
Then I got married and came along with my husband.
Okay.
Then did my certification here.
Okay.
And it's been like more than 10 years. I'm practicing full time in US.
Okay.
And this is my 4th year in RIHHA.
Okay. All right. So that just keeps growing though, right? Though, 'cause,
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's nice seeing people do better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you do dowsing, correct?
I do.
Okay. So you've been doing that a while too, I take it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 20 years too?
Oh yeah, more. Yeah.
Okay, more than that
Yeah.
though. So what gets you interested in that?
A friend,
Okay.
actually a friend, she got me to go to the Dowser convention in Vermont.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just fell in love with it.
Yeah. Is the convention still happening in Vermont?
It doesn't happen in Vermont. It's happening, actually this year it's going to be in Marlborough.
Oh,
but
okay.
Last year it was in New Hampshire. Last few years it was in New Hampshire.
Okay, I just knew it to be in Vermont all the time though. Okay. All right. So do a lot of people ask you though about to do the dowsing though, if they're looking for something?
Mostly friends will call me and say, you douse this for me, we douse that. And a lot of times I'll just say, just form a question, I'll just do blind dowsing, so I'm not interfering and they don't have to tell me, something personal.
Yeah, that's true. So do you ever go to a haunted house and do the dowsing? Probably not.
I have, but I don't make a point of that.
Okay, yes, it's not something if I know that's a different kind of energy though for that stuff though.
Mm-hmm.
Now, astrology for you, correct though?
Yeah, I do
Okay.
astrology. I teach Reiki.
All right, do you do the Western or the Eastern astrology?
Western,
Western. I know the Eastern
More
does a little
modern
bit different.
astrology. Yeah.
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 So, how long have you been doing astrology though?
I think it was back in 2004. Actually, that's a big number for us.
All of us.
I moved out to Denver, Colorado, and my sister, who was, she had a regular job, but she did tarot card readings, and she kind of dabbled in astrology. And I was a graphic designer at the time, and she said, "Oh, since you're moving away, why don't we start a website called Fun with Astrology?" And she would write the astrology, and I would do the graphic design. And it was so funny because, I thought, oh, I should put a couple articles or just some basic information, and then I started just reading about it, and it's just been the puzzle that keeps giving. So
Just something fun to do.
Yeah, and like all these things, it's just really uncanny, the synchronicity of it with, whether you're working with someone or you see patterns in somebody's life, it's, really nice.
Yeah, there's a reason for it, right?
Yeah. I did just want to add though, because we were talking about the expo that we run, and I was a vendor there last year, and then I joined RIHHA, so I guess it's been about a year and a half now or so, but it was such a positive experience. And with RIHHA, every meeting is just like, and people say that, like, it's just a very positive experience, just like, I can see with the show, like the conversations, and people just really talk about kind of soulful things and conversations that you don't really have, like, in your regular life a lot. And so it's a really nice space to have like these kinds of places, you know, like this channel.
Kind of like that outlet though,
Yeah.
So, do you say you teach Reiki as well too, or you just practice?
do,
You practice
yeah.
it? Oh, you do teach that as well. How long have you been teaching that?
A long time. I did Reiki, I don't know, probably around, like 2004, 2006, was kind of my opening into a lot of this. I was doing some of it on my own before, but and I actually just recently taught my first Reiki 3 class, because I've done 1 and 2s, but not that many people were all that interested in 3, and I moved a lot. So anyway, my Reiki 3 class, and that was pretty, interesting and awesome, and very, high level to see people just really, go deeper and deeper into these topics.
Yeah. Now, is it the Usui style, or is it a different style?
Usui.
Usui, yeah. I know there's like 20 kinds now, I think, or 20 styles, but I like Usui the best though too. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, I do teach Kun as well too, but so Usui's nice though.
Well, Reiki's so nice because you just bring your hands and your heart, and like you don't need a lot of.
Yeah, it keeps it simple.
And it's that makes it beautiful, right?
Yeah, it just goes where it's needed.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys find the most beneficial as far as the RIHHA organization goes? Like just meeting different kinds of people, or different topics though, or just the connection of meeting other people?
All of it, I would say.
Okay.
I say the sharing is just, you can't put words to it. It's just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, finding people that think like you, though.
Yeah. That's what they don't want to leave after a meeting. I mean, they stick around because they don't want it to end.
Yeah, you have to go back to reality sometimes, though. Yeah, sometimes that's the tough part, though.
RIHHA has really grown, I think, in the past, what would you say, 4 years? And I think it's, like, before when I would teach Reiki, like I had to teach about chakras, about your aura, but like now people know all that. They're like, oh, I know all that. We can go like to the next topic or whatever. And I think because, there's that base knowledge, like so many people I think are just looking for that peaceful center. And so like RIHHA has really grown in the past few years, and we reached out to the mental health community and did an integrative mental health conference as well. So we are trying to do that every year, and the expo as like a second thing. And that's brought a lot of like psychotherapists and mental health counselors and all like into our membership, which has been really nice.
That's nice to see that though, Yeah, because there was the holistic part though. It is so important though. We've forgotten that over the years.
Yeah.
So, so for the integrated mental health conference, you said it was called.
Yeah.
How did that get started? Like, what was the idea behind that?
Yeah. So, Maria actually ran 2 conferences in 2018 and 19, and after like COVID hit and everything stopped.
Yeah.
So it was in my mind that we should have conferences in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Because when I participated as a speaker in one of her conferences, so it was a very positive experience for me.
Okay.
So I wanted to continue that conference. So I reached out to her, and we had a conference with her. And this year we'll be running our own conference, but integrative mental health conference, but with some different name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that actually, as Linda said, opened the new avenue, and many of our members are psychotherapists. And I'm happy to say that our keynote speaker was a Harvard professor. Last time.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
And the second keynote was a psychologist, and the third keynote was the I think she was a nurse practitioner, right? The psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had people from mainstream, and it was a very positive thing for us. Yeah.
So it must have been amazing, though, that the scientists, so to speak, though, where they're actually realizing that there's a holistic piece to it, the spiritual aspect to it, though, too. So because there was such a disconnect for such a long time, for that though. So it's just nice to see that kind of come around though. It's like, hey, there's different parts of this as well though too.
But a lot of them were already practicing using a lot of
Really?
like,
That's
yes,
kinda
because they, but it was kind of quiet, which I think, then, integrative is becoming a little bit more mainstream. And so they're like, okay, and this was run as a very academic, like people got CEUs for it. So like, we had certain things that we had to, but it was just really nice to bring the two communities together, just, to talk about, but again, like creating that space where people can actually talk about like these, spiritual and soulful connections that we have that we just don't bring into our like work life or whatever, but with mental health and so much of it, it just really, like that wave just goes through it. It's like woven in there, and so it's so nice to bring it all together where people have a safe space to really talk about it and explore a little bit.
Yeah. So it's nice to see that though.
Yeah, and when I come from a different culture and working as in the hospitals as a doctor in India, we have seen like so many holistic modalities working in the hospital itself. So when I came here, it was completely like, okay, there is a holistic modality, but it is separated, right? So now that vision, when I joined RIHHA, that is like, taking a shape, or I would say it's into like fruition is coming in.
Yeah.
So I would say yes, the positive effect from the mental health conference as well as the expo. Now I can say it's not like separated. It's a part.
Yeah.
We all are one.
Yeah, it's coming together finally in the West, right?
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
especially those like, the academic people, the mainstream people, when they were open to learn from holistic people.
Yeah.
That was a very like,
That must have been huge when you started seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I know, so I have a hard, like when I was, like, so there was some minor stuff that happened with me though, that like as far as physical health goes, and the doctors had a hard time with me specifically asking for certain tests. And I remember this one doctor though was not too happy with her though. I had asked for a specific test though and had to get to another, to another specialist doctor. And the specialist doctor was talking to me though, like I was overreacting. But come to find out, I actually had what I suspected I had, because like the blood work was showing like something was different. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. No, just because I'm the patient though, you're the doctor though, but it's like I'm still the one that has to deal with the consequences after though too. And like it was just interesting because that particular doctor though wasn't part of that practice though for too much longer after that appointment. So I find that interesting. I mean, I never found out that's the reason why, but I mean, I know I'll never find out why. But it's just like, so I know just even that part of the patient speaking up though, more and more doctors are slowly accepting that though, too. It's like, hey, wait a minute, I see a pattern here. Why aren't you seeing this pattern? Because like it's like I don't know if it's just because I come from the holistic approach for so long. It's like, hey, wait a minute though. It's like it's not just like each individual time I'm getting the blood work done. I'm seeing like it goes like up and down, up and down. I'm like there's something going on here. It's like I was seeing this pattern. How come you couldn't though? So it's just nice to see that though. It's like it's just part of the speaking up though too though. And now like I haven't had an experience yet with doctors though, coming from the holistic approach yet, which I'm hoping that's coming soon. But I know we've come a long way. We're just a little bit backwards here in the West, so a little bit backwards. Yeah. But I'm glad we're kind of catching up to that though. So
and I'm glad, like most of the time we get emails from the hospitals as well. They are looking for massage therapists, reflexologists, Reiki practitioners.
Yeah.
So and we are happy to connect with our members to all these hospitals.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a big deal.
Yes,
that is definitely a big deal. So it's nice to see that kind of come back around. But like everything's connected.
Yeah,
the mind, and spirit, though, and we've forgotten that along the way here. So it's just nice to see that kind of coming around again, though. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, you came from like, well, we've been doing this for years, and like now here, though, it's like, wait a minute, this is not a new concept. So that must have been hard for you at first to get used to that, though. Here.
Yeah. I would say like maybe I was meant to be here. Yeah. And like even when I started my homeopathy practice, I got mentors to guide me because it's a completely different practicing in India and practicing here. Yeah. So yes, and I met Susan, Jim, everyone was so supportive. Yeah. So yeah, it was smooth, I would say.
Yeah, well that's good though. That's good. I'm glad it was though. Yeah. So I know the expo's coming up though. By the time the show airs, it's already happened though. So do you have a date yet, though, or are you still in the works for the integrative mental health conference? Or
Mostly in the fall, November.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
first
Yeah.
week of November.
Oh,
mostly.
okay.
Yeah.
Of 2025, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it should be in November, but yeah, that's
So that's not confirmed yet, though?
not fully
Okay.
confirmed, but we're pretty well there. Yeah.
Pretty soon. Yeah.
Like November
Yeah.
1st, it might, more than likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So have you found out what the modalities that you guys do, that each of you do? Do you find out that there's others though that you're meeting though through the association though has a different approach to the way your modalities are? Like say for like the astrology though, it's like you know like Western astrology, I know that's what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do more. So I know I've spoken to someone a while ago that he learned the Western and the Eastern astrology, but somehow he combined them both. I don't remember how he did it. I know they're different, different enough, so I don't know how he did it. But do you find that though, like people that like find their own take on
Well,
different modalities?
I think that's what's so good about like the RIHHA meetings, especially the in-person meetings, because you do have a speaker, so you get like what I consider professional development or like someone else's experience with whatever modality. But because a lot of people there, not everyone, that's why we are healing, as anyone interested in healing association can join, but a lot of people there are practitioners. I think the level of conversation and the level of, what people are talking about is pretty like deep. Like, I can go talk about astrology with a couple other people that are astrologers and they'll be like, yeah, are you seeing this too? And so it's like the community and the networking as a professional, I think is because we work by ourselves a lot of times, kind of learning on ourselves, where other jobs, you work in an office and you have other people you can run things by. And so I think the meetings are really helpful that way.
Okay, yes, you can have that community for the bouncing ideas off.
So it's
of.
always good conversation.
Yeah, yeah, that's all I've been getting though. Yeah, it's just
And a
wonderful.
lot of people really know a lot of different modalities.
Yeah.
So they'll just say they're an energy worker.
Okay,
you know,
yeah, that covers a
because
lot though. But
it
yeah.
covers a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Because energy, everything is energy.
Yeah, it really is though. Yeah, it's amazing how we've come to that. That's something that's always been just kind of around. Yeah. So, is there like any one or two things though that you guys find out like that I don't know if it's evolved though or that's changed over the years?
Suzanne, you probably could answer that.
So people are more open to like accepting the holistic modalities.
Okay.
Especially after COVID, people are more into like they are educating themselves, and they know like this stuff works. So they are coming a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people show more interest
Yes.
in alternative things, and she has made this group. So she has just developed it so much. I mean, really. What my dream. I mean, she is doing it, and with her help too. I mean,
Yeah, no, we're a good team. We have a good team with us.
I mean, we're all a team, but they have really made
Have
it
to
grow.
progress. Yeah.
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 Sometimes the time is just right, and like you hit like you're surfing the wave, but the wave's building, and then you get to actually like surf it.
Actually, she developed the foundation. We are just like growing, and Linda helps a lot, and we have a social media experts as well now.
Okay.
And Jim is everywhere to direct us, right? He's our helping hands too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So each one of you, though, definitely contributed a lot though, to the organization, though. What would you like to see happen? Like see where this association will become? Or I know it's always like changing, but. Like, where would you like ideally? Where would you like to see it? Like just in
strategic
Rhode Island,
planning.
or just? I know it's a tricky question.
Yeah. No, it's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
At least I would say New England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely beyond just Rhode Island. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you see, we have members from Massachusetts, Connecticut as well. For the conference, people came from New Hampshire, Vermont, Florida as well.
Oh wow, Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the expo as well, people are coming from different states. So why not to make it? It's a lot of work, of course, for like me, Linda, and because on the background we work a lot. even though we are like our practices are there, but
Yeah.
still like
You still have your own jobs though, too, though. So that's that's a double challenge though, too, though.
Because we're all volunteers.
yeah, we are all volunteers.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the tough part though, because you like what you do, but you know, there's everything else you got to take care of as well, though, too, though, with everything. So, you guys, do you have an official Facebook page?
Yeah.
Okay, what is that?
Rhode Island Holistic Healing Association.
Okay, so just that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
Okay, so you guys pretty much covered everything though, with
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah. RIHHA.org.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where you find
okay.
us. Yeah.
Our
All right.
website,
Yeah. So, so is there anything though that we haven't covered yet that you'd like to see potentially happen? I know we covered a lot, but
Well, we're new with the 501c3, and I think, you know, we were hoping to, you know, maybe think of grants or whatever, but I think, you know, once we did the mental health conference, you know, I don't know what the right word is, like partnerships, or maybe join with other organizations that are like-minded and maybe like do a project or something. I don't know. It's you know, what happens now. I think we've just grown, and now it's like, okay, where do we go from here? But I think the first step was the 501c3, and then we'll see, you know, what opens, you know, from this.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking too?
Yeah. Yeah, at least. Yeah.
yeah. So you guys, it seems like though, like everything seems to be kind of running well. Is there anything that you guys like would be like? Let me rephrase that, because I know where I want to go with the question though. But so have you guys like taken any classes though since you've learned about it, like a new modality or anything like that though out of the association? Like you just kind of
Yeah. Each and every meeting and webinar is something new for us to learn. Yeah.
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 So each time that there's always something though.
It's always something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 And to incorporate all these in our daily lives is also easy. Some practices are so easy. So TRE was there, Havening was there, right?
Yeah. Havening this month, a quantum Reiki, isn't it?
Quantum Reiki is
Reiki.
there, yeah.
She's presenting
And,
quantum Reiki.
Yeah, once in a while we also host international speakers. So in May, my professor is visiting us. So we'll be having a special event.
Oh, that's
hosting him.
exciting. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll be talking about autoimmune diseases, how we can treat and heal autoimmune diseases using homeopathy.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting though. Yeah. So you guys are busy.
Yes.
You guys are very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of outreach though for that though too though. So I hope the expo does really, really well, and the conference as well though too though. So do you guys like, is there any I know there's like a listing of practitioners that people can like look up and reach out to on their own. Have you had any bad experiences yet, though, with any individuals? Oh, that's a good thing. Okay, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
No, it's all been pretty positive.
Okay.
And even like in the same modalities, like people who are other Reiki practitioners or whatever, they've been really like, you know, because sometimes people can be proprietary, you know, and see you as kind of like a competitor, you know, but I haven't found that at all with RIHHA. Like, you know, to our credit, I think everybody's been, oh, you do it there, like, you know, what, and people just share information.
Yeah, so there's a good camaraderie going
It
on.
is, the energy has always been so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a testament to how you operate. I really do. You
Well,
know?
thank you. Hope
Yeah.
so.
Well, it always depends on the people that's leading, how things happen, how things go. You know, it's just, I mean, I've been fortunate to haven't any like too many problems with other individuals with what I do. So I've been fortunate in that regard though too, because I've heard some horror stories though of clients that come to me about different things. But yeah, so it's usually like individuals, but luckily there's not too many, because people are at a point now that where like they're learning stuff and learning who to stay away from, kind of thing. You know, because a lot of those like spam things, or it's like, oh, you know, I saw this happen for you though. Let's have a chat though, and like they know enough. Like, okay, let's not do that. You know, let's not go into that.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad though that, you know, people are not falling into that though like they used to though. So, you know, it's just nice to see that though. It's just becoming more every day. You know, it's like the basic knowledge always, people kind of up in the ante, like, oh, I already know about chakras, I already know about energy stuff, I know about auras, like the basic stuff. 'Cause they've learned that though too.
Yeah.
That's like people are learning that though too, like know a lot of the
I think it's a little slow on the black stream, so.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys for coming though.
I know it's hard to talk to 3 people at once and all that. Thank you so much. You did a very good job.
Thank you.